Hello everybody and welcome back to my YouTube channel. It is Blake, aka PoshBossBlake, and welcome back to the channel. And there might be some new people here tuning in from PoshFest that just wrapped up this weekend. So welcome to everyone that's new. Hello. Welcome to my returning subscribers. I see you. Thank you for sticking with me. For those who are returning, you guys know I always did a lunch with me. And we're bringing that back today. I wanted to talk about some things and sit down, have a conversation. For those who are new, I just sit down, we chat, I ramble, but it's all about relevant topics. Sometimes what you guys ask me, what I'm feeling, how I'm feeling, and it's usually good. I will link up to the playlist from my past Lunch With Me's. They've been really enjoyable, I find. And I think you guys do too. So make sure you give a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. This is definitely a less edited kind of video, so I won't really do too much of that. Today for lunch, okay, so let me just talk about food real quick. Oh my goodness. I have gained a couple pounds definitely since the last time I did this. You know, quarantine was not my friend with all of this. We're not going to really get into that too much, but you know, I gained some quarantine weight and I'm trying to come out of that binging lifestyle. It was just bad, to be quite honest. But you know, when you're not allowed to see people, food's your friend, and I think we became a little too close, a little too codependent within reason. See, this is one of those things, and for people who struggle with weight, you guys will understand this. It's like having a food addiction. I will never ever say that because you have to have food to survive. But sometimes it's like, how do you, and I'm still working on it. This is forever a lifelong work in progress. It's like, how do you find that balance? And I'm on this roller coaster of figuring out how to find that balance. And then, I mean, the quarantine of it all, I feel like that's like the one time in the world where everyone has this universal, not excuse, but reason to have gained a couple pounds. So, you know, I'm trying not to be hard on myself with it, but anyway, today's lunch is actually some really good plant-based meatballs, and I have a sesame sauce on it, so that's delish. And then I have some brown rice and green bean shreds, like Italian style, so like, or French style, excuse me, like Eric Gover, French for green bean. The thin, long green beans. So we have that. Very excited. It's very delicious. This is some leftovers. Had it for dinner last night. It was so yummy. Oh my god. So good. What else? So today's drink is actually, it looks a little cloudy, right? Also, I'm trying to drink out of my Ninja cups because I know that it's a lot more water than my traditional drinking cups. Because something in quarantine that I have learned is that I'm not drinking enough. Like, I will of course have, I'm not a soda drinker, I'm not a big alcohol drinker, like, unless I was doing, like, flashback to our SNL, I'll link that up here, live streams, I would never, like, I do not choose to have drinks, like, that's never been my thing. Even in college, I've always been the odd one out, and I've gotten over feeling like I'm wrong, but I just don't find that to be my thing. I think it's a control thing for all you alpha type A's out there. Like, anything that adjusts my ability to be fully present, I'm not about. Okay. But that said, I have water with, okay, you've probably seen these. This is also not sponsored, but I am enjoying them. So I want to share with you. So, Liquid IV. You've probably seen it on Instagram. Definitely after seeing this video, it'll probably pop up somewhere on your phone, Instagram, TikTok, whatever. But basically, it's a way to turn your water into something where basically you get more water in your bloodstream quicker. They can tell you the science on it. Ultimately, I like it. I will say, from the reviews that I read, lemon lime flavor seems to be the best. And actually, at the when I'm filming this, I actually was just on their Instagram. I think they have an orange flavor coming out in like a day or two. So if that's your thing, check it out. But it's actually really good. It reminds me very much of like a Gatorade. Some people, so basically it's vegan, it's plant-based, made in the USA, all these things. Gives you all, everything you need to help with hydration. Which is good, because I haven't been drinking enough, so I'm trying to use this to remind me to drink, Well, speaking of which, because I love these, you guys know, let me get that out of the way. Oh, let me tell you. I haven't done this in a while, so I feel like I'm out of practice, but again, we're sitting down, we're having a conversation, you're listening to me in the background, you're watching with your kids, hey kids. So this is the packet it comes in, kind of big. There is some calories to this, 45 calories per stick. There is a little bit of sugar. But you put one of these in like a water bottle or 16 ounces of water, shake it up, and you're good to go. Okay. Normally, to like get me drinking more, I have these. You guys have seen these, but they have gone a little crazy recently because they were on sale. They're never on, well, they're always on sale, but this was like, they were $1 a box, which is the lowest I've ever found them. Okay. These, hopefully you can see it. Not sponsored, okay? Similar to those packs, I've got the True brand. It's True Lemon brand. They are, again, drink pouches, kind of like a Crystal Light, but these are all natural and like let's read the ingredients real quick. Crystallized lemon, citric acid, beet juice, it's great. No artificial sweeteners, no artificial flavors, non-GMO. It's good stuff. Okay. Comparatively to the Crystal Light stuff out there, which maybe we should talk about that separate on another day. But like Crystal Lights, when I was deep into weight loss, particularly when I was spinning a lot and I was drinking a lot of water because I was parched, I found that the more I drank Crystal Light, the more I and this is applicable to diet foods, the more I drank Crystal Light, or the more I drank the sugar-free or whatever free version, I ended up eating more. And I think that's kind of like a thing to get you to buy more and to shop more and all these things. So I don't know, I'm trying to be more mindful of what I'm putting in my body. Again, plant-based, right? We've got plant-based meat, veggies, grains, plant-based hydration. Anyway, I don't mean this to sound like an ad, but this is where I'm at right now. But like I said, they had a sale where they were $1 a box. You get 10. Oh, it changes. Okay, so between the tea and the lemonade, it changes. The teas are a box of 6, the lemonades are a box of 10, but they were $1 a box, so I got a lot. This is the energy kind, strawberry dragon fruit, so yummy, so good. A little sweet. That one's a little sweet, and also, I don't know about you, but I don't like things to be too sweet. That's not my jam. So if this is put in a 16-ounce bottle, I'll do like a 24, like my Starbucks cup, right? You might do 1.5 for these because of the size. I do 1 pack for the entire one, so I can have it a little diluted. So I got that's my favorite. This is my all-time favorite, lemon iced tea, so delicious. That's one. I got a second box. I think there's more. There's another one in the cabinet. I have more. And then I also got for the lemonades, raspberry lemonade. That one's good. This one, another energy one. This is wild blackberry pomegranate. These are all good. I have not had a bad flavor. The only ones that I don't buy, plain, are plain, lemon lemonade. That's not my jam. I need a little something, Next we have another strawberry dragon fruit. A strawberry dragon fruit. Oh my gosh, another strawberry dragon fruit. Oh my god. And then this is new. I had not seen this before, and it's peach lemonade. You guys, if you can ever get me, I don't mean that, wait. If I can ever find, there we go, a peach lemonade, a mango lemonade packets, or real life, especially mango. I think I've talked about this. Mango is my favorite fruit. Blessed to be in Southern California where we get really good mangoes. All types of mangoes too. But anyway, this is where I'm going to start to eat because I'm hungry. I'm talking so much. I'm working up an appetite. Also, by the time I'm filming this, it's actually late in the day. This would qualify as my grandma's dinner hour. Mmm. 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 This is so good. This is so good. Okay. So while I chew, well, I guess I'm done chewing now. I would like to quickly talk about something I'd like to do. I've talked about this before, but I'm more serious now, and I don't know, I just had a brain fart. Oh my god. I've talked about this before, but I'm bringing it back stronger than ever, especially as we get into the holiday season, which I will do a separate thing for the holidays, so stay tuned. Stay tuned. I'm working up some fun ideas for like November into December for the holiday season. 'Tis the season to get crafty. Okay. So I have this box. Ooh, and there are, let me just open it. Okay. Okay, I had to go out into the wild, and when I was in the wild, I stumbled upon, and they fell into my cart. They jumped into my cart and said, buy me. We have these cute, wait, I just realized they're double-sided. Oh my god, cute. Oh wait, oh my god, they're different. Okay, clearly I didn't look at them too much. But I basically have all these blank note cards. I have 8 of them, and they're all these fun prints. They're like summery, and then fall, and then they're like realistic. Love it. So I have 8 thank you note cards, and they're blank. They're blank. But I would like to change that. I would like to fill them with cute little notes of inspiration, or, you know, a cute little hello. So what I would like you guys, for us to do together, is I would like to send you guys a card. So I'm trying to figure out how this would work, because I'm not trying to collect everyone's personal private information. I have a P.O. box for privacy, you know, so everyone's cool. To keep everything safe. If I ever receive someone's personal information that is like locked in a lockbox, like, that's not going anywhere. That said, I think the easiest way to do this is I'm going to throw my P.O. box address up on the screen. It's also always down in the description. I think off the top of my head, it is P.O. Box 480912, Los Angeles, California, 90048. Yep, that's the exact address. And if you guys send me a card, I will send you one back, and I would love to kind of keep this going on a monthly basis. I'm kind of interested in finding weird, quirky cards and sending them out. Because they're always fun. And like, I'm an old school, like, I love mail. I love getting mail. It's like Christmas every day, and I just love mail. So I would like to think of something like that on a bigger scale for the holiday season. But I think for the time being, if you guys send me a card, I'll go check my P.O. box I'll make a point to go every week. And if I get a card, just make sure I can see your address, your P.O. box, or your private address, and I will keep that private and respond, and we can be like little pen pals. I think that's cute. I think that's cute. I'm really looking for like ways to connect a lot more, because, you know, I'm cooped up. Which actually, this can kind of bring me to like my first serious topic of the day, but I need some food to get through it. So please hold. Please hold. Love a good sesame sauce. Okay. It's just so good. It's just so good. Okay. Serious stuff. Okay. So, PoshFest happened this weekend. I was a speaker for day 1, right after State of the Posh Union, which was great. Got a lot of people who were very happy with the day, the panel. I was very happy to be on it. I was very excited. But if some of you didn't catch in my panel, because I didn't talk about this at all publicly, I kind of gave a small update that I was no longer working my full-time job. Again, looking back, the way it was phrased, I don't think it was exactly clear, but you know, I'm here to make it clear. I am Roxy Andrews, and I'm here to make it clear. Thumbs up if you know what that's from. Basically, I'm not working my full-time job anymore. I had been furloughed, which you guys knew the first time. And then I got hired again. Not hired again. I got unfurloughed. Came back. Great. I'm not gonna get into super specifics, especially because some of those people watch this YouTube channel. And then the needs of the business changed. People not going into offices is very real. And keep in mind, people who are in LA, major cities, are having a very different experience than a lot of places in the country right now. I'm not going to get into that further, but still locked up, still cooped up, still not doing a lot. So people are not going into offices. I don't think there's a plan to until at least next year for, you know, where I was working, and a lot of companies. That said, there's like no reason to have an office manager when there's nothing to manage. You know, and that's okay. Like this time around, it was very different. I didn't want to talk about it because also I didn't know that I could relate to anyone, because in my immediate circle, with the exception of one person, everyone's still working. Like no one experienced this. Everyone had family around. No one was in my circumstances, and it was a very lonely kind of time. But the thing that I tried to change from the first time around was, like I said in my panel, creating a boundary and a schedule, and getting up. The biggest thing for me that first time I was furloughed was I wouldn't get out of bed. Like it was hard to get up and like be motivated, because what do I do? And then the second time this happened, I was like, I could really just like be mopey about this, but I don't want to. So every day, it's still very much an everyday choice to get up and like sit up. The second I'm like up, like, you know, not horizontal, everything changes. So for me, you know, I have to get up and I have to like get off of my phone, out of my bed. I just need to like take that step, that literal just like sit up, step out, for me to get my day going. And if I don't, and I'm not perfect, but it can take me a longer time to start the day. So I've been trying to be better about starting the day. And the second time around, and just to be clear, I was fully laid off the second time. It has just been a challenge to try to find work in a path where like by nature, my job is very social, and I thrive in those kind of jobs. That is, like, you know, if any of you know Amanda Weiss from Poshmark, she is social gal. She is social. We are very similar. And so, for me, no office, no people interaction. It's just been very challenging. And I'm trying to think of ways to change that. I have started volunteering again at the LGBT Center here in Los Angeles for the Pride Pantry. I've been doing that for Fridays in the mornings, which has been good to like socialize a little bit. I'm like dipping my toe into like being in public around others. It's, you know, as long as I know it's like everyone's gonna be on the same page with regard to respect around the public situation, I'm fine. You know, maintain distance and things, but it's been I'm all over the place. But this time around, I'm like, I think you guys can probably tell too, or maybe you didn't know, but I'm like, this time around, I'm much more, you know, like there's no impending doom of losing my job, because that happened already. So like, you know, I'm starting fresh. There was a lot of stress around feeling like I've got this job, I don't got this job, I got this job, and then a TBD date of unknowing. And then, you know, finally that shifted. So it was kind of like, in a weird sense, it was a relief, because then I could like mentally shift to that like next phase of whatever step I take. And to continue with my Poshmark panel, I had mentioned I had kind of been thrown into trying full-time a little sooner than I was ready for, which is 100% accurate. I think, I stand true to my statement. I don't ever want to be full-time doing this. I've said that before on the channel, before COVID. I've been very clear about that. But I think if you are someone who's serious about going full-time, do it. But from my experience, you need to make sure your finances are set up. And I think a lot of people, if you do your research and follow full-time people who have taken the leap, particularly from those who worked corporate backgrounds privately and like had like a consistent salary, so they know like they need to make a certain income, they're used to, you know, a certain amount of money to pay for benefits and all these things. Make sure if you're trying to go full-time that you do all your research. Calculate, like if you are in this process and you're like, oh, I think I should be good. No. Really map it out. Like it should be down to like what you need to make in a year, what you need to make in a month, what you need to make in a week, a day. Also, you should financially be set up, and this is the thing that kind of didn't set me up for 100% success. I never, as I mentioned, wanted to go full-time. People who want to go full-time have that thought in their mind, and if you're smart, and this is my recommendation, save a year of expenses. And I hope from research you'll find that other people who have made that transition say the same thing. You want to have like a year of expenses saved, put away, mapped out, because when you lose your job because of whatever circumstance, you're not like prepped for that. I was not prepped to be able to like, and this is the thing, like when you want to grow your business, be full-time, you're going to need to start to do like heavy volume. I was not in a place, I don't have physical space to do volume. I don't have, especially when you let go, you don't necessarily have the finances to take that big investment and like take your whole cold hard cash and put it away or put it into an investment, because if something happens, you need that, especially with what's going on now. So, you know, I think it's very important to make sure that you are aware of what is coming when you take the leap. Like, you have to be your own security blanket. There's no one else to blame, to reach out to. It's just you. So just make sure you're keeping that in mind. And if anything, overestimate. Always overestimate. You never want to underestimate finances. You think, oh, it's going to be XYZ in taxes, add a couple thousand. You know, you always want to have a buffer in business so that you can fall back on it. You want to make sure you don't want any surprises, right? And I'm not a tax professional, but always pay your taxes. Boop, boop. Okay. That said, that's my job update. I am figuring out my next steps. Something else that kind of came as a realization when I was officially let go, second time, I can really go in any direction. Like, with my particular background and what I've done and my connections and my degree, I can kind of like, pivot has become the word of the year. I can pivot to like kind of whatever, which is a great thing, but it's also a bad thing because I'm like a little lost. And I'm also not trying to be desperate. I don't think I'm desperate for a job. Let's be clear. So, you know, I want to make sure I'm like making a smart decision, at least for right now, right? I'm not trying to like go snatch just any kind of job, you know. So, gotta be smart about those things. You know, it's very much an adult time. So, didn't think we'd be here. Didn't think we'd be here, but at least it's like a different, you know, I'm not stressed out, which is nice, which is really nice. Don't get me wrong, sometimes I have some like weird moments where I'm like, so is something gonna happen? But as I think people kind of understand about me, or if you're new here, I'll tell you, I'm resilient. right? Things always have to get better. Things will never just be crappy or bad or in a weird place forever. Unless you are allowing yourself to fall victim to that, right? Moaning and moping, not moaning, moping. Why? Moping about it and being like, oh, woe is me. I get it. Maybe for like a day or two, a week, okay. Also, depending on your circumstances, if you have a family and you're like a one household income and you lose that job and it's been months, I get it, stress, different circumstances. But what will help is being optimistic and not like, oh my God, it's gonna get better. You don't need to be like that. But just knowing and just hoping for the best. Knowing that there is opportunity out there. Maybe you don't know what it is. I certainly don't right now. And I'm figuring it out. But I know and I have to believe that things will get better. Something will come into life. Destiny has its plan. Sometimes I'm like, Destiny, I'd like you to show up right now. Did you have this in the plans, Destiny? Just sitting, chilling, you know? And maybe. And, you know, thinking of it as, wow, I've never had so much time in between jobs. I've never had this much time in between jobs. The last time I did, I was a kid. Not even in college have I had this much downtime. Like, I was, like, literally, I was probably less than 14 years old because I've been working and schooling since I was, like, 14. And I say 14 because of, like, high school. I was a very active kid, all the clubs, working, same thing into college. Through, like, summer breaks, I was always working. So, like, I've never had this much time to be like this. So, you know, that's cool. I wish it was a time where I could like be traveling and stuff to make the experiences a little more cool. But, you know, here we are in my kitchen with my Great Wall, and you know, this is the Great Wall. Wasn't in China, but I got the Great Wall behind me. Oh my God, I'm so silly. Anyway. So someone actually asked me a question on YouTube about some reselling tips, particularly around the holiday season and prepping accordingly, like how to know when to plan, which I've kind of touched on before, but listen up. I think when you're planning for your inventory, you always, like, there's a reason the world, finance, business runs on quarters, because you measure finances, percentages, all these things in a certain, you know, you chop it up 4 times a year. For most people, most industries, it's a calendar year, so January to December. Not always the case, especially in TV. There's a broadcast calendar, which is the Q1. Well, you know, if you work in TV, you know, but it's different. It's technically across 2 yeared numbers, but you know, still 12 months. Anyway, I think it's important that you are thinking about the quarter ahead. So January, February, March, 1 quarter, Q1. April, May, June, Q2. July, August, September, Q3. October, November, December, Q4. Q4 is the biggest, will always be the biggest, because it's Christmas, it's Black Friday, it's Cyber Monday, it's Green something, it's, there's so much sales going on. Sales, making money, right? I lost my train of thought, hold on. Q4. Think about, for your business, you want to have the inventory before you get to the quarter, right? Of course, you can add to it once you have it there. You know, we're not Target per se, but something to think about when you look at those kind of companies is, especially makeup and like products that take time and are created, especially overseas, there's a lead time. Like, you have to do things months in advance, sometimes years, So like, especially with makeup that's like going to be on the shelf tomorrow, that has been worked on last year. You know, like people are always thinking ahead. So I think something you always want to think about with your reselling business is the same way. You want to think ahead. You don't now want to, I will say for the most part, because this will change. You know, everyone's closet is different. Everyone's reselling business is a little different. What works for me might not work for you, or maybe it will, vice versa. You want to make sure you're catering to the demand. There's not a lot of demand for tank tops and short shorts from November to February. Don't get me wrong, there is a demand, especially for people who are like going on cruises. Kind of different this year though, so also keep that in mind. You know, people who are still living in summer or warmer climates, people who are going to the Caribbean for vacations, pretend COVID's not a thing. You know, there's always the snowbirds, people that go away out of the colds for the holidays and things like that. So I say that to say, make sure you're focusing on what kind of inventory is going to be needed by the majority of the market. Or at the same token, if you're a niche kind of market and you sell 100% caftans and swimsuit cover-ups, plan accordingly. Change, you know, think of ideas, think of ways you could change what inventory you have, you know. Colors is a major thing. You know, once fall hits, everyone's looking for like that golden yellow, that spiced kind of orange, that orange spice, like a pumpkin kind of orange. You know, that nice burgundy, red, olive green, you know, and then as it shifts closer to the holidays, we're thinking more metallics, and for like Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, New Year's, those holidays, that kind of weeks of holiday, reds, greens, blues, metallics, shiny red, shiny blue, gold, silver, rose gold, things that you associate with like major holidays. You don't want to be December 1st just buying stuff, because by the time it gets to your closet, by the time someone sees it, by the time they get it, it could be after the holidays, which I think in the secondhand market, we are kind of sometimes the sellers of the leftover things from the major thing. So like, we will absolutely go out and pay 90 cents for Happy New Year's plates from 2020 to sell in 2021. But guess what? Although you paid 90 cents for it, if you have the space to let it sit, chill for a year, okay, fine. But like, you know, you want to be mindful of what you're picking up, and just because it's a good deal doesn't mean it's worth buying and investing for your inventory, or even for your personal life. Just because something's on sale for 70 cents does not mean you need to buy it. Don't fall victim to the word sale. People always, oh my gosh, this is like a TED Talk of sales. People always, including myself, will fall victim to the word sale. Yes, something is now, let's go with $100. Something is now 90% off, all right? Oh my gosh, that's great. But it's a pair of pink gloves for the winter. Were you in the market for pink gloves? Did you need pink gloves? Were you gonna give any of those pink gloves to anyone? No, but you still bought it. Victim to sale, right? It's, you know, the reason something goes on sale is so that someone can sell it. If you didn't need it and you bought it, victim to the sale. You know, like, and people think, oh my gosh, it's only $1. And this is the thing about the dollar store. $1, places that are cheap and like advertise, you know, $1, whatever, 99-cent store. Some people are like so loyal, and I get that, I understand that. But like when people are buying $3 worth, so 3 packs of like, let's say dryer sheets, let's say, I don't want to say the brand, but like Smounts, rhymes with Smounts, dryer sheets. This is all like a numbers game, right? If you're getting a box of dryer sheets from the dollar store, for $1 you're getting 10 dryer sheets. You get 3 boxes, so you get 30 dryer sheets for $3. If you go to Target and you get the generic version of that dryer sheet, you could probably get a 400 to 500 pack for $4. So although it's $1 and it's a good deal, it's actually not. It's like those stores are set up in a certain way. not applicable for all things, especially when like the stuff that's created for the dollar store that is like very, very cheap. But like dryer sheets is a good example. When you're buying like quantities of items or things that come in a quantity, like dryer sheets is such a good example. Or laundry detergent. Some people will get the little tubs, which is perfect. I will get those if I'm like going away for a weekend or like for a vacation or something and I know I can do laundry. You could take that little bottle, but that little bottle might be $1. If you buy 3, let's just say it's 30 ounces, but you could go for $1.99 and get a 40-ounce jug somewhere else. Actually, that wouldn't be the case, but you know what I'm saying. I'm trying to equate it. Also, this is so interesting. I'm wondering why I'm driven to this sale talk today. Not the intention I had to go with for this talk, but that's okay. To round it out though, I think you always want to be thinking a couple months ahead. So if you're trying to prep for the winter season, buy that stuff now. Buy that stuff now, get it listed. A lot of people want to buy for a little bit of an advance. No, they want to buy in advance. Like for me, I'm personally looking for a new bed set. I don't need one right now, but I want one soon. So I'm like looking, right? Same thing with sweaters. Oh, I don't want, it's literally 90, it was 100 degrees at some points in this week here in LA. I don't want a sweater, but I did buy a sweatshirt because in 2 months it will drop down at night. So people are starting to look for that kind of inventory. And, this is probably the seasonal change between fall and winter, or summer and fall, winter, is really good of an example, but just keep that in mind. You always want to be ahead of the game. You never want to be behind. We're kind of like a business, if you're really, really thinking about it. We're a business that's moving forward. We're pushing forward. Even if it's secondary, secondhand, moving forward. Which, by the way, I think her name was Natalie Kelly from I think she was day 2 of PoshFest. She was the last panel. Wow. She did a panel on sustainability. Talk about a passionate speaker. Oh my goodness. Made me want to listen. I learned some stuff. About fabric. Wow, it was really good. It was really good. Highly recommend you watch that. Which, by the way, if you didn't catch PoshFest, you can catch the free stuff, which included my panel and a couple other panels across the 2 days. You can catch those replays on Poshmark's YouTube channel live. Well, not live anymore, but they're there, so check them out. What else? Yeah. This is really just like a cute little video, give you some updates. What else? I may have a visitor coming. First time ever. I have not hugged someone. I have not touched someone since February, maybe. Oh my gosh. I'm dying for a hug. I might be able to get one soon, so we'll see. You may see them on the channel. TBD. Putting all safety measures in place, obviously, so we'll see. What else? What else do you want to know? What are you eating? Oh, yeah? Also, I wish there was a way to do this. I guess it would be live. Doing a live one where we could chat. I don't know. I've been, I've been trying to think of like ways to be inspired. Haven't felt so inspired recently for some videos. I talked about burnout in my panel. I think sometimes when you're talking about the same stuff and like it's a new haul, it's this, it's that, it can just kind of sometimes get very repetitive. And for me, I like change. I'm very comfortable with change in most aspects of life. I like to move, but sometimes when things are a little too consistent or repetitive, I get a little over it. It just takes me a minute to like push through that and keep going. So I think I'm in that weird place. I last month had got a big shipment of stuff, so my inventory is very limited. and I'm just trying to sell through some stuff. So nothing exciting, and you know, sometimes you just want to get the inventory in, pictured, and out. Like, I did not want to do a haul. I was like, I just want to get it sold. So we'll see. We'll see. I am thinking about a bigger picture. I was talking with a friend today about a future endeavor that I might partake in. From an experience that happened. And, you know, we kind of pointed out that should be something I talk about. So stay tuned to the channel. This could probably happen in 2021. Early 2021. Because I want to make sure I'm doing things right. Nothing is set, but I do have some things going. Ooh. Yeah. It's like a low-key little meal today. Oh my gosh, wait. Give one more bite and then I'm gonna tell you something that happened. Okay. You guys, okay. So, terrible summer here in California. A lot of wildfires. Terrible. Bad breathing. You know, it's been so hot. Air quality. Terrible. I have asthma. I think I've talked about this before. Bad asthma. Always had it. It got so bad at one point, I had to get a special medication, a special steroid. I won't say what. I had been talking to my mom, and we talk every day, all day. And I was like, I'm feeling weird, but today's different. Like, I was having a down day, but I had a down day where I just wasn't motivated, but I wasn't sad. I wasn't happy. I was like this. You know? Like, if someone would have said hello, but I was like this, I would have been like, hello. But, like, I was just kind of, like, a weird day, right? Which is hard to decipher from the weird days from, like, the COVID situation, right? Which is why I think it took me so long to figure this out. So, back to the wildfires. I had started to take this medication daily, and it's for 3 months, to help with the asthma, and it's a steroid, so, you know, there comes some symptoms with that. Usually for me, I find that my inhaled steroids will kind of jack up the appetite. Very common theme. That's been all my life. So I'm like, have to go in and out with these. Well, this particular medication, after I had this discussion with my mom, I was like, I think I need to refill the meds. Like, I'm almost up on them. I talked to the doctor, and they're like, okay, so before I refill this, different doctor than the person that prescribed it. They were like, have you been feeling unmotivated? And I'm like, and it was kind of like when you hear a commercial in the background, it's like, are you feeling sad? Are you feeling down? Well, try da-da-da. So the doctor was like, are you feeling unmotivated? And I was like, yeah, a little. They were like, have you been feeling depressed or had suicidal thoughts? And I was like, yeah, I have been depressed. No suicidal thoughts. Bless. Also, suicide prevention. There is a hotline number. I'll link it down in the description in case you're experiencing some weird thoughts. Just know you belong here. You are important, and there is help at the number below. Thankfully, no suicidal thoughts for myself. And she was like, when you say you've been experiencing depression, like, what's the feeling? And I said, I've been having days where it's like hard to get up. I'm not sad. I'm not happy. I'm just kind of like, I feel like why I do this. And she's like, so you're going to need to stop taking that medication immediately. Immediately? Like, why? And she's like, this medication has a major side effects, particularly with mental health and suicidal thoughts. And I was like, oh my god, where was this disclaimer when I started taking this pill? Like, anyway, long story, I realized that I have been off for a while, but when I was talking to my mom, it was the worst day of the nothingness, and I was like, this is not right. Like, I need to talk to someone. So glad I did. Not taking that medication anymore, and it will take a couple days. I just stopped taking it, so it will take a couple days to cycle out, and like I'll get back to my normal self. Whew. Oh my god, it was so weird. It was so weird. And now explains a lot when you look back. Has this ever happened to you guys? Because I have experienced symptoms from medications, all sorts of medications, like, you know, upset stomach, dizziness, headaches, but never have I been depressed or like felt unmotivated. Nothing has ever made it like that. But again, it was kind of clouded from what's going on in the world. So I was like, oh, thank God this doctor, like, thank goodness this doctor asked me that. I also laughed a little bit when they were like, are you feeling depressed or thoughts of killing yourself? I was like, no, duh. But like, this is exactly why they ask, because who knows? Could have gotten there. Could have been to a scary place. Thankfully that didn't happen. So again, I will repeat, suicide prevention hotline, link down in the description. If you're having those thoughts. Hopefully you're not. But again, you're important. You belong here. Seek help below. So yeah, it's crazy. I'm so happy to get off that medication though. It's always when you realize after, right? Anyway. So yeah, I am just figuring life out, and that's what's up. I feel weird about the holidays coming up in terms of my personal, like, what I'm gonna be doing. Normally my mom would come out for Thanksgiving, and then I would go home for Christmas. Gonna be an interesting time, this particular holiday season. I don't know. There's no real place for me to quarantine when I go home. Like, obviously we have a house, but there's no, we'd be all up in each other's business. And after flying and, you know, TBD. We're gonna think about it as it gets close to the date. I think, if anything, I think we've all learned as a society maybe not to plan so far in advance with the current circumstances. So we're figuring it out. I am mentally prepared though to like not go home for the holidays, which I've only ever experienced one Thanksgiving not at home. And that was my was it my first year? Yeah, I think it was my first year I moved to LA. First year. Which I did do something with people, but you know, like for Thanksgiving, I don't know if anyone out there agrees with this, and maybe we can clip this conversation and save it for the next time. Thanksgiving is like not about the things or the food for me. I'm gonna say it, I don't like Thanksgiving for those reasons. Why I like Thanksgiving, and again, I've always lived away from home, it's because it's family. It's like family coming together, especially for my family, because my family is spread across the country and world. So when we all come home, it's a very rare time. So I like to cherish that. Same thing with Christmas. Christmas is, I've never not been home for Christmas. Never. That is not a thought I'm having. That is not a thought I want to have. Worst case, I would drive across country to go home, but I would need a week to do that, and it's actually very expensive. All the gas, the hotels, the food, the time, it would take a week. I could do it in a shorter amount of time, but also I'm trying to, like, if I'm driving across country, I want to see the country, you know? I would love to do a tiny home cross country situation. I'd love to go to the national parks, see all the beautiful nature, be away from people. One day. But I also want to do that. I could do that alone. I'm a very independent person. I've done a lot alone. But for something like that, I want to experience it with someone. It doesn't matter who, but someone that, you know, I care about. Family member, potential significant other. Hard to date right now. Yeah. Although shout out to Lori for trying to hook it up. She knows. Yeah. So this conversation is a little all over the place, but you know, that's what it is. I think that's it. I do want to say I really enjoy this. Again, non-sponsored. Liquid IV hydration pouches. It's good. It honestly reminds me of Gatorade. So, Highly recommend it. I'll try to add it to my Amazon store link if you want to click down in the description. But other than that, I think that's it. I think we're going to wrap it up for today. Got a couple things to do. So I'm feeling motivated today. So, which has been hard. So when, you know, with the medicine, it's just been like, no, I don't want to do it. I need to do it. No. So now that I'm motivated, I'm feeling like, okay, I've got that little bit of spark. I'm riding the spark. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I will try to do this again next week. We'll see. Trying to figure out also a schedule again of YouTube videos because, you know, trying to figure out what my audience wants. Leave me a comment below. What do you want to see? What do you want to see from me? Because I could talk about everything. I could talk about everything. Can't do everything, but I could do more things. Like, holler. Would love to know. So that said, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Don't forget the thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next video. Okay, bye.